Hello, let's learn about the Earth-Moon, another interesting item in the region of terrestrial planets. This is a picture of the Earth and the Moon taken by the Lunar and Planetary Institute. So let's look at this picture in different views. When you go to the high in the space, you will be seeing a tiny dots in the space, and they are close to each other. When you're moving away from the Earth, you should be able to see something like this. So this is a picture taken closer to the Mercury. And then if you're viewing the Earth and Moon system from Saturn, you cannot really distinguish these two. So they are very close to each other, like in this picture. Then if you zoom in, you see this binary system. So the Moon and the Earth, it's really a binary system. So if you think about the Sun and the Mercury, they are close to each other and orbiting around each other. So it is, we call those as binary systems in the solar system. Here's another picture taken by Mars Express. So you see, like they are really not that close, right? So they're a little far away, further away, but it depends on our reference, that from where we're looking at it. If you keep the Moon and the Earth side by side, you may compare the sizes. So as you see here in this picture, the Moon is about quarter of the Earth. It's really not that big, isn't it? The Moon, this is another cool picture of the Moon. So the size-wise, it's about 384,000 kilometers. And if you think about it in miles, it's 240,000 miles from Earth. That's a big distance when you're thinking about our couple of miles that we are traveling every day. Now let's compare the Earth and Moon about its size, tilt, and the surface conditions. So the Earth diameter is about 7,930 miles. Moon is only 2,160 miles diameter. So it's about a quarter the size of Earth. Then the Earth tilt is 23.5 degrees. So we do have seasons due to that tilt. But on Moon, the tilt is only 7 degrees. So there are no seasons on Moon. The surface temperature on Earth is varying from negative 100 Fahrenheit to 120 Fahrenheit. But on Moon, the temperature variation is from 224 Fahrenheit to negative 243 Fahrenheit. Then there's no atmosphere on Moon. But we know, like on Earth, there's a good thick atmosphere where it's supporting the greenhouse effect to keep the temperature that we need for the life. Then on Earth, we know that there's liquid water, and also Earth is a good planet to have the three phases of water. We can find the liquid water, the vapor water, and the ice water on Earth. Then on Moon, so far, we couldn't find any liquid water, but on poles, we can see ice. But still, it's not confirmed. So on Earth, active winds and water erosions are there, but on Moon, there's no active wind or water erosions. You know, there's no water or there's no thick atmosphere on Moon. Then there are evidence of impacts from asteroid on both Earth and Moon. Then on Earth, there's active volcanoes, but on Moon, there's no active volcanoes. About the magnetic field, as you know, there's a good magnetic field on Earth, but on Moon, there's no active magnetic field. So that's mean there's no liquid iron core in the Moon. But in a couple of slides later, I'll talk about the Moon's interior structure. Then on Earth, we can see few craters, but on Moon, there are so many craters, especially on the side that we cannot observe from the Earth. But overall, the Moon is geologically inactive. However, Earth is very much active geologically. So the plate tectonics. So, you know, like on Earth, there are so many plate tectonics that always it's recycling the surface of Earth. But on Moon, there are no plate tectonics. So that's why we can find a lot of craters over there. So there's no recycling of the surface on Moon. How does the Moon move? So, you know, we can see moon phases over the month, which are changing from full moon to a new moon. So the moon revolves or orbits the earth about every 27 days. So that is the time the moon takes to go around the earth. And also the moon rotates on its own axis every 27 days. So they are synchronizing, one-on-one synchronized rotation and orbit is there. Then the because of that, we can only see one side of the moon always facing us. So there's the other side of the moon cannot be observed from Earth. Then the lunar eclipses. So the lunar eclipses are different from moon phases. So lunar phases are different from lunar eclipses. The lunar eclipses happen due to the factor of Earth shadow. So when the Earth shadow is there, like because sun is on one side, and let's say Earth is at the center, and then comes the moon. So there will be a shadow that's created by the Earth focusing towards the moon. So in some point, the moon is crossing the Earth shadow, and that point we can see these lunar eclipses. So why don't we see lunar eclipses at every full moon? Those are two different concepts. So the Earth and the moon are not orbiting in the same plane with respect to the sun. So there's a Earth moon orbit is little bit tilted from the Earth plane. So there are some places that we can see the Earth shadow is covering the moon motion. So this happened about 2 to 3 times per year. So it's not happening every monthly. It is a scenario that happened about 2 times or 3 times per year. And the lunar eclipse will last for about 4 hours. So if you can find a place to observe the lunar eclipses, you don't need to rush yourself like waiting just for a second, but you can wait up to 4 hours to observe it. So it's starting from a little bit cover of moon like this one, and it will come to a reddish looking moon. That's the one that covered with the full shadow of the earth, and later it will be opening back again that you can see the moon. So the blood red moon is a very interesting phenomena. That's where the shadow of the earth is fully covering the moon. However, due to the quality of the light, there will be some reflection happening from the sunlight onto the moon, and you will be seeing this red color. So as you know, the light spectrum is a combination of 7 colors, right? So all the other colors will get absorbed, but you will be seeing only the red color that left behind. So what's up there? So we know like that moon is the closest terrestrial item to the earth. So on moon, there's no atmosphere, no liquid water, and it does have extreme temperature changes. So in the daytime, the temperature on moon is 265 Fahrenheit, and in the nighttime, it's 310 Fahrenheit. So you can imagine like what's the temperature fluctuations over on moon. And about the earth, the moon's gravitational acceleration, like if you go to the moon and measure your weight, it will be about 1/6 of your weight on Earth. So for an example, if you think about your weight is 100 pounds, on moon, it will be 100 divided by 6 pounds. What does the land look like on the moon? So there are so many craters, as I mentioned, and also maybe you have seen like a lot of pictures of the moon surface. It does have a lot of craters. So the some craters are about 1,553 miles across. So you can imagine like how big those craters are, the relative to the moon size. So most of these craters were formed by the meteorite impacts on the moon, and some formed by volcanic action inside the moon. Then there are Marias. Marias are the volcanic eruptions that happened a long time ago. So originally we thought these to be seas by early astronomers, because in most terrestrial planets we see the kind of river water flows. So the astronomers thought that this could be by the um, early ages oceans, but it really not. It's due to the volcanic eruptions happened on moon surface. So these mareas are filled by lava after a crash of huge meteorites onto the lunar surface. So this was happened like about 4 billion years ago. And it's mostly made out of basalt rocks. Here's another picture of showing mareas and craters. So the mareas and craters are not in the same place. You can find it a little bit apart to each other. And here's another picture of a geological surface structure on moon. So here in this area, we can find a lot of mareas, and here the highlands and the craters. So these lunar mareas happened due to the smooth, darker terrain caused by volcanic activity. So it is very similar to the volcanoes on Earth. So the side that we can't see from the Earth was first observed by Luna 3 Russian space probe in 1959, and the surface features are very different from the near side of the moon to Earth. So there are so many craters than the other side, and very few mareas. So maybe that side of the moon is facing a lot of asteroid impacts. Here's another picture from the other side of the moon. So these craters are bigger than the craters on the side that we can see from the Earth. Yes, so go ahead and answer the questions on top hat, and I'll see you in the next video.